Hello and welcome to this presentation on setting up AutoDoc HSE for use on client machines, including the client viewer. We're assuming here that AutoDoc HSE has been installed on the server. So the first step now is to jump on a client machine and install the network AutoDoc HSE printer. So on the client machine, from the printers area, we'll add a new printer. And we want it to be a network printer. And we will locate the AutoDoc HSE printer on the server that we've installed it to. Okay, so we've installed it now. We have this new printer down here. And now we need to print a test page to that printer. And printing the test page installs some files and folders for this particular user. And we need to jump back on the server now and find those folders to ensure that the permissions are set properly. So on the server, you'll find the user data folder in the AutoDoc HSE program file directory. So down here we have this folder which is automatically created as a shared folder. And if we right click on that to get to the properties, and within the sharing tab and the permissions button, this user group everyone needs to have full control, which it does, so that's fine. Now back under the security tab, you should also have a group here called everyone who also has full control down there. Now if you don't have the group up here and it's not here, we'll add it. And give them full control. Okay, that's the basic configuration for permissions. Now if you want to set specific permissions for the subfolders of the user data folder, which are created on a per user basis, you can do that as well. But the everyone group that we just looked at must have full control of this common folder here. And if you are going to restrict permissions to individual user folders, remember that AutoDoc HSE itself must still have access to all the folders. If you're planning to use the Run as Another User service, which you can see in the main console here, you need to select a user here who has access to all those user data folders. You can get more information about this service from the manual or from the online presentation post-installation tasks. If you're not using this service, then the system user here needs to have full control of all the user data folders. Okay, so now we'll actually get the client viewer ready to run. Now that I've shown you how to set up the permissions and sharing, and generally this will all be done automatically for you on installation, you should now be able to, from the client machine, access this user data folder. So we'll jump back on the client machine now. Okay, so back on the client machine, we can now access the user data folder from the server. And within this folder, we have all these subfolders for the users. So we go to the user for whom you're installing the client viewer now. And within that folder, you'll find this file, AutoDoc HSE View, and it's another exe file. If you double click on that, the client viewer will run, and you can now see that that's sitting down here in the system tray. And to make the viewer run automatically when the user logs in, you can just copy the exe file from here to the appropriate user's startup folder. So we'll copy that. Here in the startup folder, we'll paste a shortcut to that exe file. And now whenever this user logs in, the client viewer will run. Okay, that's it for this presentation. Now don't forget to check out the presentations on using the client viewer to see what benefits it can actually offer your users. Thanks for your interest.